TMF Daily Enthusiast, what's up? My name's Nicole Palmer, and today we're talking about, you guessed right, essential documents. What makes them so essential, anyways? Let's get to it. So, an essential document in clinical research, it's the document that provides evidence of the quality and the integrity of a clinical trial. It's the conduct, it's the data generated. And we're mainly going to focus on ICH GCP guidelines, section 8, which is the essential documents. And, they serve multiple purposes. So, number one, they demonstrate compliance with your regulatory requirements, right? You're ensuring your subject safety and welfare. It's supporting the proper clinical trial conduct. You want to be able to reconstruct all those clinical trial activities that go on. You want to facilitate study monitoring and auditing processes. Some of the main regulatory bodies that you want to pay attention to for essential documents are the ICH E6, R2, R3's coming out, right? We're really excited. FDA 21 CFR Part 312 and the EMA clinical trial regulations. So ICH GCP breaks down the essential documents sort of into 3 stages, right? Your initial, sort of in the middle of your study, and then close out of study. And so in the initial study stage, they have recommendations that are essentially the bare minimum. They want to see more, but they want to see what's listed. You better have this plus some, okay? So think of things like your protocol, any amendments, your investigator brochure, if it's applicable, regulatory agency approvals, your IND application, your investigator qualifications, so your CVs, your medical licenses, your financial disclosure forms, get that 1572, templates for your study, and any relevant correspondences. And then you'll transition to sort of the interim of the study, like the middle of the study. And so what documents should we be collecting then that are essential? Think about, okay, we've had updated protocols. There's been amendments to it. Now we need updated signed consent forms. We're looking for those. Any screening or recruitment logs, your CRFs, adverse event reports, protocol deviation documentation, any of your data management records, your monitoring reports, your investigators' site visit documentation, any sort of safety updates, your enrollment and tracking logs. Those are the things that you're going to be collecting during the middle of the study. Then we'll go to closeout. And so closeout can be very busy just as studies start up. And so some of the documentations that you'll be looking for are like that final study report, your comprehensive data listings, the statistical analysis, any final safety summaries, your documented study completion, archiving documentation, your regulatory like closeout communications, and that final IRB notifications. So let's just do a little comparison between ICH GCP, the FDA, and the EMA, and how they define essential documents, which we already kind of covered ICH GCP, right? And they define essential documents as those demonstrating the trial conduct and data quality. And then they categorize it and break it down before your trial, during your trial, and after trial completion. The FDA 21 CFR Part 312, they focus on documents that are going to support your investigational new drug application, your IND, the study protocol integrity, your subject information consent, safety monitoring, and your data traceability. And this requires comprehensive documentation for your study design, your conduct, and your analysis. Lastly, the European Medicines Agency, they align closely with ICH GCP guidelines, and they emphasize like regulatory submission documents, investigator qualifications, ethical review documentation, and traceability of study procedures. So what do they all have in common? Well, here's what they got. They're ensuring the subjects are being protected. They are supporting regulatory compliance. They are emphasizing the reconstruct of the study. They're documenting informed consent and tracking study modifications. So the key difference, while the principles, they're similar, right? But the specific documentation requirements, they can vary slightly between the regulatory bodies. That's the bottom line. So there you have it. Essential documents, they're not just paperwork. They literally are the foundation of every successful clinical trial. They're telling the story of your trial's journey, showing integrity, compliance, and quality every step of the way. So staying organized and audit ready, it's not just about meeting some requirements. It's really about setting a high standard for yourself and the work you do. So whether you're just starting out or you've been in the field for years, like knowing your essential documents and what's required can make all the difference. Thanks so much for listening. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Share it with someone who'd find it helpful. Let's keep the conversation going and continue raising the bar together. I'm your host, Nicole Palmer, signing off.